It says I'm live, but I don't know if I am or not. We're about 15 seconds in, so I would think by now I would be live. Hit that thumbs up button, guys, and let's get started right on today's topic. Good morning, everyone. Griffin, Robert, and good to see you guys. Much appreciated that you are coming by this morning for another Do More Life session. I have some very interesting news this morning. You guys are going to like it. So be sure, if you have not punched that thumbs up button yet, go ahead and give it a little smack. And that doesn't cost you anything, by the way. And it really helps me. So I'm going to jump straight into the topic. I got a lot of news for you. Yes, I got a haircut yesterday. Yes, I'm thinking about shaving my whole beard, but I don't know. It's going to be a last minute decision coming up today, later on today. Anyway, so business leaders prep an all-out marketing plan for Pattaya's reopening. Now, I've read in other articles where Pattaya, the business owners in Pattaya are to the breaking point, not breaking point like they're already broke, because they're already broke. Breaking point like the mental breaking point. And I'm going to read that and share that with you as we go through some of this information, okay? Because it's, whether you like Pattaya, whether you like the idea or whether you don't, it's a big part of Thailand. All right, it's one of the premier tourist destinations in the world, and that's a fact. It's not my opinion. It's just it is what it is. Of course, the haters will always say it's for pervs, or it's for this, that, and the other, that kind of thing, and whatever. They can say whatever they want to, but it's still, if you spend as much time there as I have, it's a great city, and you have to look at the good in it, not just the bad. Frank, hello, good morning. I don't think I've seen you before, but it's good to see you in the live chat. Appreciate you coming. Asia Unscripted, what's up, brother? Good to see you, man. We're going to start this reading by reading the headline. This comes from the PattayaMail.com, and I was just informed watching a video from Integrity Legal, who I rely on for a whole lot of stuff, that hey, Roger, good to see you, buddy. From Integrity Legal, that these Pattaya news sources are often straight on the point. He had a lot of good things to say about them, so you can go back and watch his latest video about the Pattaya news on that. Less than 4 days left in queue. Hey, Robert Mack. Hey. It's almost time. 4 days left. Can't beat that. So, the Pattaya Mail, it says Pattaya business leaders will use social media influencers to spread the word once Pattaya is safe and ready to reopen. And that's going to come probably sooner rather than later, I would imagine. I think it. I really feel that way. I can't pronounce this guy's name, but he's the president of the Pattaya Business and Tourism Association, said on January 22nd. Hey, Cody, good to see you, bud. Yes, Asian Unscripted. That is big congratulations, and I can't wait to hear reports from Vietnam. Anyway, this guy is the president of the Business and Tourism Association. And he said that all marketing channels will be used to promote domestic tourism in Pattaya once the government lifts the travel lockdown on Chonburi, which is coming soon. Hello, Andrew. Good morning. Hey, Autumn Asia. Good to see you. Back again. Very good. This is why I like doing live streams on Saturdays and Sundays. Roger said, oh, he's talking to somebody else. This is what the man has to say. He says he expects that restrictions will be lifted soon, as Chonburi has reported only a handful of cases this week, with no confirmed cases for several days. Rayong on Friday also reported no new cases, indicating that the illness outbreaks tied to illegal casinos and a sriracha beer garden are over. So they're going to use everything. They're going to use social media influencers as their top thing. Hey, there's another Roger in here. Good to see you. Good to catch these chats live. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Hey, Ross. All we need now are tourists to visit these places. Yep, well, that's coming, and that is out. Unfortunately, that's out of our control. But I've been reading and reading and reading and reading and researching some videos on when things are coming in and when people are going to be let in. And it seems that every time I read an article, that date seems to move up a little bit. In other words, it gets closer, a little bit closer, a little bit closer. Hey, Matt Tech, good to see you, bud. He said, in addition to normal marketing, the city will invite bloggers to come to Pattaya and write about the safety measures in place around the city to prevent new outbreaks, as well as the attractiveness of beaches and local attractions. The PBTA president said he is also in discussions with the government to offer affordable health insurance to visitors to instill further peace of mind. I like this idea. And there's a picture on the website here where you can see local business owners discussing how they can inspire the government to offer affordable health insurance for visitors to instill the peace of mind. I think that's very important, unless you're somebody like me who already has the insurance, but for domestic travelers or the people, there are several people in this chat today, right now, that are sitting in ASQ hotels, and they're waiting to get out. So when they get out, I know one or two of you are for sure going to Pattaya, and I know some of you are not, but I'm just saying it'll get there. Anon says, from Bangkok Post, Phuket lifts 14-day queue for visitors from Bangkok and Samut Prakan. That's good. Hey, Jess, thanks for dropping by. Appreciate it very, very much. Everyone is anxious for the situation to return to normal, says more from the Thai Mail. I don't know if I can get if that's a story by itself or if that's just a picture. I'm not sure. I did want to read the latest news from there. If I can get rid of this ad real quick. And the business leaders were there. So I'm going to read you some more information too that's going to be different than what you've probably heard before. They're trying to track 161 slot machines that they found in the Pattaya area. Fingerprints and DNA being used to track owners of 161 slot machines. Yesterday, I talked about Pattaya's Glory Hut, which is an AIDS hospice. Is in dire need of water and basic supplies. So anybody that wants to help out there can do that. Thailand has strictly banned outdoor burning as air quality worsens in Bangkok. It's bad out here, guys. I'm not going to lie. It really is. In case you missed yesterday, just so you know, Bangkok resumes spa parlors, boxing camps, pubs, bars, and schools. Some of them remain open, some remain closed. That was on January the 23rd. And the Thai FDA approved the AstraZeneca magic shot. So a lot of things opened up recently. I believe the CCSA opened with, illegal but goes on a lot. Yeah. I'm going to get to an article about that where they're pushing to make it legal. And if they do, that would be big business for places like Pattaya. Shares of AZN are still depressed. Educate me, MetTech. What are AZN? Please tell me. I don't know. Business owners in the Pattaya area also have to be happy about this. Pattaya's Koh Larn Island reopens with 5 daily ferries, which is a great thing. Koh Larn reopened to the world on Thursday with regular boat service resuming, although most travelers were residents of Pattaya, Pattaya Resort Island. About 150 people, 90% of them locals, traveled to Koh Larn January 21st, following its 2-week shutdown. Passengers had to present identification, pass health screenings, and scan the Thai China contract tracing app QR code or the More China app, which indicates that they have been exposed to someone who has had the illness. And people from indicating exposure were blocked from the ferry, of course. Not everyone met all their requirements for various reasons, but 154 people made the journey during the day, with ferries to the main pier departing Balehai Pier 4 times. Pattaya/Kolarn boats leave at 7 a.m., noon, 3:30, and 6 p.m., while return trips run from the island to the mainland at 7, 9:30 a.m., noon, and 5 p.m. Pattaya, Taiwan is not Taiwan. Taiwan beach service runs at 9 a.m. with the return voyage at 3 p.m. Just a little update there on what's going on. So with the opening of Kolarn, that's actually a good thing. Oh, AstraZeneca, gotcha. Okay, thanks, Medtech. Are still depressed. Shares are still depressed. They probably will be. They probably will be for a while. So I wanted to read you this article on what, because the businesses are just suffering so bad right now, and I say that with a smile on my face, but it's not. It's not a good smile. It's like, really, because I mean, you're in a place where you're going to get a lot of people, and you're in a place where a lot of people are going to, people are going to interact with each other. Like I've said before, and I'll say it again, before we eradicate this thing, we're going to have to learn how to live with it. And, I don't know if that's the mindset of everybody. I also want to tell you guys, be very, very careful of what insurance plans you pick. If you are just a traveler and want to come to Thailand on maybe the 45-day visa or something like that, be sure, and well, you have to be sure now that you have the coverage for the illness on there, because if you don't, you will be in a great deal of hurt. Even me. Hey, Prince, what's up, bud? Good to see you, man. For me, there's only a certain amount it will cover. And we don't use the P word in here, Mr. Five, but I do appreciate your comment, and you are more than welcome to continue commenting. You just have to kind of learn the what we do and what we don't say. And I can't say that I disagree with your comment either. Prep for it. What's up, buddy? So it says, as the fight against illegal gambling continues in Thailand, some suggest opening a legal casino in Pattaya or Hat Yai. Two prominent Pattaya businessmen have shared their thoughts earlier this week regarding the idea of legal casinos being open in Thailand, ideally in Pattaya and Hat Yai, as previously unofficially proposed/mentioned by the Thai senator. Then they give his name online this week. According to Wan Chai's statement, a proposal of opening legal casinos in Thailand would help diminish the illegal gambling issue that has been a chronic problem in the country for decades. I can believe that. He also suggests having one or two casinos in tourist destinations such as Pattaya or Hat Yai. Local prominent businessman, they show a picture of him, however, disagreed with the new idea, reasoning that the new outbreak in Thailand was not caused by any illegal casino, but rather the failure of the fundamental structure of something I can't say. So, can't say that. Let's see. Hey, Stuck, good morning, bud. Glad to see you in here. Thanks for dropping by. Much appreciated. Lyle, what's up, dude? Thank you, Mr. Five. Please don't take offense to anything. We just everybody learns as they come in here. we try to really follow YouTube's guidelines as much as possible, because there's really not a lot of point in doing this. There's some point, but not a lot of point in doing this if we can't monetize the videos and that kind of thing. So we try to do our best to follow YouTube's guidelines in here anyway. I got some videos coming up on some new platforms such as Odyssey, Rumble, BitChute. Those are 3 platforms I'm going to be using for lots of different things. And I'll talk more about that. Still got to have a members chat about that. What's up, Lyle? Mr. Lyle, good to see you. James Dean says, "How, Jeremy, do you speak Thai?" Do not. I try. Mr. Five says, "I miss Krabi. I did love the vibe down there, but my spot now has to be Bali. Love it over there." Interesting. I went to Krabi for the first time in late November, and it was absolutely amazing. So I really, really enjoyed Krabi. And the islands around there. I didn't get to go to all I wanted to, but it was really, really special. And I think it'll be awesome. Felthos, legal casinos that employ Thais but do not admit Thais could drive a lot of benefits all around, but just a few, not like 200 casinos suddenly. You make a legitimate point there, my friend. Let's see. Gotta love Thailand. What's up, bud? Let me continue reading on this statement he made. He says, "Thailand's tried to legalize gray businesses before, such as online lotteries, which people have been watching for a long time. However, nothing has been in action for more than 10 years now. These things are not yet practical because many in Thai society, especially conservative and religious individuals and organizations, are highly opposed to any form of legalization." I'm quoting directly from the PattayaNews.com. Okay. This guy Sinchai further suggested that if a casino was to be legally open, it should be open in rural areas in order to generate local income and distribute money to local people in certain areas, but not Pattaya. He felt that putting a casino in Pattaya would bring more potential problems and a further negative reputation for the city. Why does everybody have such a negative reputation of the city? People that have such a negative reputation of the city are people that have not spent a long time there or have had a bad experience there. And I understand that. Oh, they did that in Turkey. That's interesting. All right. Pattaya has, according to Sinchai, been trying to fix its perceived negative reputation for many years, and adding casinos to the nightlife and entertainment would likely cause more problems than what it's worth. I disagree with him. I mean, he's not, he's just a prominent businessman, so I can disagree. Yeah, gambling is not a good idea. I agree, Finn. Hey, Bradley. But for me, I wouldn't gamble. I'm not a gambler. Anybody that knows me knows I'm not a betting man. The only person I bet on is myself, and usually that sometimes that works out well, and sometimes it doesn't. But I'm not much of a betting man, and so businesses like this would be. I think they would. And initially, if you said you had a casino in Pattaya, it would draw in a ton more people, but I do agree that the ramifications could be bad, because it does. I think gambling is like a drug. It does, in a way, tend to, suck up your life, especially if you're losing money. But so does a lot of other things in Pattaya. It's all about your mindset. Can you handle it? And I says Pattaya has a worldwide reputation, just like Angeles City. It is what it is. That's true. That's right. It is what it is. But the people that it needs a good change in mindset. Is what I'm trying to say, because it's really not that. People do all this negative. Why? For what? I've got series after series. I've got video after video on what not to do as a man in Thailand. As what not to do as a man in Pattaya. So men that come to Pattaya, I got series on that, and I got more videos coming. In fact, the most viewed video on this channel is that was made about 2 years ago is on what men should not do, or rules for men to follow in Pattaya. I have rules on, or I have videos on what not to do as an expat in Thailand. And if you kind of use those as guidelines, you should be okay. I mean, you don't have to follow them word for word, but you should be okay. There are a lot of ways to make your stay here much more pleasant. And all you got to do is watch a few videos. Filtho says, being Buddhist, what does the Tao Te Ching say about gambling? Anyone know? I have no idea. Roger says, I only gamble with my life, never my money. Brandon Fraser. That's funny. Actually, that's that's a good quote, really, to be honest with you. Mr. Five says, I had an incredible time on a hike, bike, and kayak in 2017, ended with a few nights on Koh Hong. Hong Island was one of my favorite islands. It was the first one I arrived to, and I had a great time there. It was a really, really nice island. Ended with a few nights on Koh Hong with tourists off the island each day at 4 p.m. and the whole place was ours, and a few cooks and guides. That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. I mean, that really is awesome. I had just about the whole place to myself anyway because there were no tourists there all day. But that's cool about the 4 p.m. tourists off the island. I like that. I didn't know that. So good information. MedTech said there was an unofficial casino in Petchambury, Soy 7 when I lived in that area. There are a lot, I think. There are a lot down towards in between Rayong and Pattaya, I believe. New York Frank, good evening, sir. Good to see you in the chat. Hadn't seen you in a while. Good to see you. Glad you are doing well, my friend. Anon says if with tourists, then not that big a deal. Don't admit locals. One thing they did in Turkey is have a strict dress code for visitors. That is a good idea. I like that. So that way you've only got you don't have people pooping where they eat and then having beef with everybody. Gotcha. Eric, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while, man. Stuck says Filthos is one of the 4 vices that leads you to a suffering. That's true. Matt Tech says I meant Bangkok. Oh, I didn't know that. Mr. Five says being stuck in lockdown in England is crappy, not crabby. I can only imagine. I feel bad for you guys, dude. I really, 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 really do. The president of the Pattaya Business Tourism Association said the appearance and perception towards casinos have been changed globally, as commonly seen in Macau, Malaysia, and Singapore. He believed that Thailand could eventually own its first legalized casino if the government is able to compare and contrast all the pros and cons before establishing one. The president told reporters Pattaya is suitable for building one as a city of entertainment in terms of accommodation. The city provides plenty of rooms and several big hotels for local and foreign guests who are interested to visit for gambling at a legal casino. If having a legal casino means generating more domestic income, which it will, creating more employment, it will, and spurring Thai economy as a whole, it will, then legalizing it could be a possible idea. So this is the same guy in the same paragraph that said it was a bad idea. However, the government should conduct public hearings and study the feasibility of Pattaya people to see how much they are willing to welcome such a new idea into their hometown. The Pattaya News notes that there is no official proposal to legalize gambling. The statements by the senator were merely thoughts/statements. So there you go. Don't exactly know what the whole thing about that was. What exactly he was trying to get at. They found some guy got electrocuted in Pattaya while charging his phone with his earbuds in his ear, just to let you know. Stuck in Florida says to suffering in Buddhism. I didn't know that. Educational. I love education. Good. Rayong announced one new case of the four high-risk eastern provinces. 3 Thai nationals arrested in Buriram after reportedly operating an illegal online gambling website, generating more than 20 million baht, by the way. So, you could say that it could probably pack in a few jobs and dollars, I would think. 41 people watching, 14 thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up button for me, guys. I really would appreciate it. And says, I think Pattaya, Hua Hin, and Phuket would be good choices. Proximity to golf courses used by tourists. I agree. Roger says, all comes down to moderation. A little self-control goes a long way. I agree. 100%. Mr. Five says, peace out. Enjoy the rest of the stream and your day. You too, sir. And I am sorry that you are in the UK right now. Yeah, good morning, Thailand, right? A lot of the guys on the stream are in Thailand right now and waiting to get out of queue, and I think that's interesting. I have a big article here for you guys. MedTech says, after how many unanswered messages should one let go of a friendship? I don't mean a girlfriend, I mean male friend. For me personally, I don't ever just let it go. I just stop messaging, and if that person wants to message me back, they can. And then depending on what that message entails, I'll make a decision as to whether or not that's dead weight that needs to be cut or something that could be salvaged. Oftentimes, I won't rush to judgment, and I will engage in that message and see what happens. Yeah, I don't think you really let go of the friendship. You just let go of the thought of the person. Is my opinion, MetTech. That's a good question. It's a very good question, and it differs from person to person. All depends on your attitude towards friendships and what they mean to you, I guess. What I just explained is how I feel. So, if they don't answer you for the first thing to do is find out if you ever do speak to them again, if they ever do reply to your messages, find out why they didn't reply for so long, because you never know what could have happened in their life. Like they could have gotten sick. Really sick. They could have had family problems. They could have, you don't really know. So find out why they didn't reply to your messages, and the why will give you the answer, because when people act like they do not want you in their life, believe them. When people act like you are not important enough to be a part of their when people act like you are not important enough for them to spend a few minutes of their time on daily or bi-weekly or whatever the case may be, then they probably don't hold you in too high of regard. And when they act like that, believe them. That's what I say. That's just my 2 cents and my experience. And I says, gotta love the Thai electrical system and thoroughly tested ground. I know, right? That had to be bad, listening to your earbuds while charging your iPhone and then die. That's not good. Okay, frustration grows. This is again from the Pattaya News. Frustration grows as eastern provinces remain under tough restrictions and closures despite lack of cases. Thai government says no decision until the very end of the month. This was yesterday, Saturday the 23rd. In Thailand, it says local business owners as well as employees and residents have been showing rising frustration with Thai government decisions around control measures and regulations meant to control the COVID-19. The illness in the eastern provinces of Thailand. The eastern provinces of Chonburi, Rayong, Chanthaburi, and Trat are currently in a special, highly controlled, and high-risk status set by the CCSA, which, along with Samut Prakan and Samut Sakan, put them under the toughest rules in the country around the illness. The provinces have been under this status for weeks when an explosion of cases, that doesn't sound too good, when a lot of cases, mostly from illegal gambling operations in Rayong and Chonburi, took place. That's true, but there was also a huge number of cases from the illegal migrants that were caught. Let's see. Hang on. I think Dino's getting off on a tangent here. Let me see if I can get to my nice catch. Yeah, I tried, man. Dino, what's up, brother? Yeah, they always have been, always will. Watching UFC, a guy got hit with the low blow after his timeout. To recuperate, he returned to the favor. I think he meant the fight. David says, "Hi, mate. Tony and I relaxing before flight to work. Cheers, man. Same to you." Stuck says, "MetTech, I'm terrible about returning messages. Just ask my daughter." It's called, yeah, but we don't use that in here. Dino, you know that, man. I'm over it too, but I still, you can't say that in this stream. I'm over it. I know you're over it. You're in Australia. I know you got to be over it. You're still the one. I feel your pain, bro, because believe me, it's having an impact on my life. My plans for my life have been put on hold because of this thing. And that's a little disturbing to me, to be honest with you. I feel your pain, really. I feel your frustration, and so do these people I'm talking about. However, weeks later, the situation appears to have greatly diminished in the eastern provinces, despite daily targeted mass testing across the area, especially around in Chonburi, and consistent contact tracing and active test finding. The past 2 days found a grand total of 1 case in all 4 eastern provinces, and that was Rayong. The past week has been in low single digits of cases, and all have been queued, tracked, and contact traced. Most had little to no exposure to the general public due to already being in queue. Despite this significant improvement, the provinces remain under a strict status. Travel to and from requires written permission from a district office, which has essentially cut domestic tourism to zero. Pattaya and Koh Chang, in particular, have depended on domestic tourism for their livelihood during the current period, in which borders are shut to regular foreign tourism. The CCSA orders also bring other regulations, such as the closure of Pattaya's popular entertainment industry or nightlife industry, which has already been struggling with the lack of foreign tourists for close to a year and was just starting to get a lift on weekends with domestic traffic. That's true. Even venues not closed. We're talking about businesses in Pattaya here, guys, for the most part. What's up, Are You Experienced? Good to see you, bud. Even venues not closed by order, like hotels and restaurants, have either limitations like a strict 9 p.m. closure for restaurants, no alcohol sales, or lack of tourists in the case of hotels, causing nearly all to shut and an estimated 30,000 workers unemployed. Meanwhile, Bangkok, which has had many more daily cases than all 4 eastern provinces combined, has relaxed rules and restrictions, allowing all the 13 places that they talked about yesterday to open up. And these all remain closed in the eastern provinces despite continued calls by some of the workers allow them to collect at least some sort of income. A lot of stuff in here, man. A lot of stuff. Other sectors like Jomtien and beach vendors, which remain open, say traffic is down about 80 to 90%, and their income is dried up due to lack of weekend domestic tourists. After 10 p.m., it's a ghost town. There is no curfew. However, stores like 7-Eleven and Family Mart are ordered to close at 10 until 5 a.m., and all restaurants can only do takeout. Only soy dogs and the occasional car can be seen on the streets after 9 p.m. most nights. And it goes on to talk about how bad it is down there. So, when the local businessmen from Pattaya and surrounding areas, when they get it together and they have these social media influencers come down and have all these other rules put in place, or have all this mass marketing that they're going to do to try to get, Pattaya Beach Road back open, walking streets going to look a little bit different, but probably be open. LK Metro, that sector is going to be open. Soy Bacow, all those places that everybody goes for the entertainment industry and or nightlife industry. And Pattaya, especially men in Pattaya, when the men go there, that's generally what they go for. And they will be very likely to see a rebound of somewhat of domestic tourism, because there are a lot of expats that are still here. There are a lot of expats that are coming in, and as long as that happens, you can have enough domestic tourism. I saw it with my own eyes to support some of the local businesses and keep them open, and that would be a good thing. Let's see. Dino says maybe we should move to Timbuktu. I hear you, man. That's not what we are here to talk about. There are plenty of places to express those opinions. This isn't one of them. Yeah, it's all good. It is what it is, man. Our experience today during chat, it is minus 26 degrees Celsius here in Ottawa, freezing my booty off. I hear you, bud. That's kind of cold, man. How does a 75-degree, no, how does a 80-degree Bangkok sound? Or an 80-degree, it's probably about the same temperature in Pattaya. That would be nice, right? Hey, Robert Ann, good to see you, man. Thanks for joining up. Sucks talking to MetTech. Tony, what's up from Australia? Good to see you, Tony. Thanks for dropping in. Ian, Thai tourism going from 3 million a month to 346. Unless this has changed, all resort cities will be dead and buried. They might die, but you'll see a rebirth of them. I guarantee it. They might not look the same, they might not be the same, and you might even see some new cities pop up that have some of the nightlife and the entertainment and the venues that these businessmen are looking for, looking to open, and places for particularly men. I say particularly men because men seem to enjoy the entertainment venues and nightlife of Pattaya more so than women. But you can find a lot of women there, drinking companions, and other women that work in the entertainment industry. So they're just not there on holiday, I don't think. Sunny Sydney says, Dino, I guess you are stuck in Sydney, bro. Could be stuck in worse places, I guess. Ian says if they want to lose 1/5 of the economy, up to them. Yeah, I think it's getting to the point where they're realizing just the singular amount of damage that's being done to the economy due to lack of tourism. And I've read a lot where people don't. They're saying the tourism doesn't have that much to do with the loss and this, that, and the other. I'm not sure that I believe that. I'm just not sure that I believe that. I'm sure that tourism would be a good thing for Thailand, especially international tourism. Ian says took the country. Wait a minute, hang on. Cover them. Ian says took the country back decades. Maybe. maybe. I'm a little more optimistic. Maybe it's because I live here. I don't know. Um, and I see a few things that the average person doesn't see, that they only read and that kind of thing. So I can understand where you're coming from. But decades, that's I I don't see that. I don't see that. I have to be honest with you. Robert Max says, I'm always talking to our experience. Anon says, maybe somebody needs to contribute to the correct. I'm going to leave that one alone. Leave that one alone. Steak in Florida says, are you experienced? When are you thinking about going to Thailand? It was going to be April, but who knows now? There you go. New York Frank, check it out. It's going to be 30 below zero Fahrenheit tonight with the wind chill. Wow. He's in New York. So obviously New York Frank, but it's going to be cold up there, man. Robert Mack said, I'd get on a plane if we could stay in our regular apartments, hotels, condos for the 14 and order our own food. I don't blame you. Most people say that, but it's just it's not resonating with the right people yet. Hey, Panpon, good morning. Good to see you. Hope you are doing well. Roger says Cuba's a breeze. Get it relaxed. People bring you great food 3 times a day and nothing to it. That's good, man, because a lot of people have complained about the queue. Dino says the best thing is the bot is getting better for us. Yes, it is, and it's getting worse for us. Yeah, it is getting good for Australia. That's good. All good, Robert, except cold. I hear you, buddy. Rupert, what is up, man? Good to see you in the house. I haven't seen you in a long time. Thank you for dropping by. Much appreciated. As you are a channel member, I hope you caught some of the channel member only live stream that we had. I hope you got to watch some of the replay of that. Welcome to hear your opinions on it. You can comment on that video. Anon says, Roger McGee, I don't know about great food. At least my place, okay, food better than hospital food, but great. Nah, not even. So there, you guys are obviously in 2 different hotels. And Roger says, guess it depends on where you're at. And I would say, yeah, it would probably depend on where you guys are at for sure. I personally am looking forward to these businessmen sitting down and finding a way to get tourists back, at least domestic tourists. So Thailand expats, right? The expats that live in Thailand, they frequent Pattaya a lot, and the sooner that international tourism comes back to Thailand, the better off the economy will be, for sure. I think Thailand is going to play it super, super safe, and I think it's going to take them a longer time to recover than may be necessary. That's just my opinion. I don't know. They were talking about vaccine tourism, just all kinds of plans floating around, but nobody can seem to land on a really solid one yet. So we'll have to wait and see. Anon says, Roger McGee, true statement. At least they will make runs to top supermarket for me. Nice room, responsive staff, no real complaints here. That's good. They'll make runs to the supermarket for you. That's great. Rumblebee, Jeremy, I guess it's safe to say early 2020 now for normal travel arrivals movement. Possibly. I think the Thai government will be more desperate before 2022. And I think that they will have to implement some sort of new guidelines, new travel restrictions, new rules. Like I've been saying a lot, that we're just going to have to learn how to live with this thing, and so maybe we get better treatments for it, and then of course magic shots are coming out, so eventually everything should be okay regardless. 2022, I hope not, brother. I really, really hope not. But you might be right. Our experience says, my opinion, nothing will change till everyone gets the shot. Then things will open and return to normal travel, and you will be allowed to fly, no queue. That's true, but a lot of people are not going to get the magic shot. If they do, it's going to be a long time before they do it because they don't trust it, and that's their prerogative. So we'll just kind of have to wait and see. One thing I do know is without some kind of big stimulus package for ties, I don't see domestic travel becoming a source of steady income for the people of Thailand or in these cities like Pattaya, for example. Places that you want to get a lot of men with a lot of money to return to, like Pattaya, Phuket, Bangkok, those kind of places. So men in Pattaya, the more men you have in Pattaya, the more money is going to be spent. Period. I mean that's a fact. So I think that's going to be a big part of the discussion with these businessmen that are going to propose stuff to the Thai government. And, I hope they're successful. I really do, at least to get the domestic travel back up and going because it was that they were making progress. Pattaya was. I was just down there. I forgot how many weeks ago it was, maybe 5 or 6, something like that. And you could tell a noticeable difference of the people that were there, the businesses that were open, things that were going on. There was steady movement, steady growth, and now it's like so. And I said, our experience Qantas has already announced, yeah, no shot, no fly. And there are going to be many airlines that do that. So you're probably going to have to rely on the magic shot for pretty much everything. There's been talks about digital passports. There's been talks about one thing that was debunked this morning was the integrity legal video I watched said that foreigners or whatever that are here in Thailand are going to have the magic shot to stay in Thailand. And he said that was absolutely false. There's been no recommendation, there's been no proposal to anybody. There's been no law. There's been no rule established around that. So, and there's been no law or rule established. There's been a proposal about when you get your visa extension that you have to have it, but there's been no, to the best of my knowledge, there's been no rule or law established about that either. So, that's just my, my 2 cents. Anon says a lot of countries already require proof of the V against yellow fever. If you are coming from certain countries, this will probably not be all that different. That's true. That's true. Prep Fort says, I'm going to Pattaya late this year. I fell in love with the country in 2019, and I feel it was taken away from me a few months after I got back. I will return. Oh, yes, I will. I like that. I will return. Oh, yes, I will. That's a good thing. But that's a lot of information to share with you guys, specifically, the men that are coming to Pattaya, the men that are in Pattaya. I wanted them to know specifically that the businesses and the businessmen and women that own businesses in Pattaya are looking and trying their best to get the government to cooperate with them for opening up a business. Brent says, thinking about moving back to Pattaya next year, but we'll probably look for something on the dark side, going to see how I like Bangkok first. Not a bad idea, Prince. Not a bad idea. If you're going to live on the dark side, just make sure you live on a road that's got plenty of street lights. Stuck says, Robert Mack in Asia. My mom gets her second shot this coming week. She did fine with the first one at 80 years old. That's awesome, dude. That's good news. Real good news. And I says, I used the whole word because it was associated with the, I understood when you made that comment. No problem at all. For those of you interested in contributing and helping out the channel, we are always open to super chats, and we're always open. The PayPal link is at the top of the screen. It's not a requirement. It's not even a request. It's just something that I'm letting you know that's there in case you don't know. It keeps Do More Life going, and it allows me to make videos. And right now we're on an equipment hunt because it's going to be a couple months before I can get out and travel any. This is, like I said, a lifestyle channel now. It's going to be more of a lifestyle channel with some travel stuff coming up. And I'm going to be doing some other things on other platforms, such as BitChute, Odyssey, and what was the other one? Rumble. I'm going to be doing some things over there, and some of them will have to do with Do More Life, and some of them won't. I've got a whole nother idea for a channel that I want to do. So we'll see how it goes. Prince says we're looking at townhouse in a subdivision like this one in Bangkok. Go for it, man. Go for it. There are plenty. There are plenty to look at. One thing about Bangkok, there's a lot of good deals right now for sure. Roger Hallman says, I hear that the second shot packs punch. Good luck to your mom with number 2 and good health to everyone else. Thank you, Roger. And I'm sure Stuck appreciates that too. Robert McInerney says, Stuck in Florida, glad your mom has gotten the shot and wish her the best. God bless. Absolutely. Eric, no, we're a long way from the laptop. First I got to get a phone. And that the phone is coming out of my pocket, nobody else's. That's not coming out of the channel fund or anything, because even though I'm going to use it a lot for the channel and for contents, pictures, etc. I'm not going to. None of that's coming out of the channel fund. None of it. The laptop will, just as this laptop did, and it's going to take a little bit. It's going to take some money to get the laptop, but I will be getting a MacBook. I may just get a MacBook Air. I don't think I need a MacBook Pro for what I do yet, and if I do, I can always upgrade. So, and that's with the new silicone chips, the M chips and the M1 chips, and I believe the M1Xs are going in the MacBook Pros, but I don't think I'll need to spend $2,000 on a computer. I think about $1,200 to $1,500 will be plenty, and I probably won't even need to spend that much. I'm probably going to wind up with a MacBook Air, and as its performance quadruples the performance of this $2,000 PC. Stuck says, Anon, yeah, I've taken half a dozen to travel in some jungle areas. I'm not worried about another one. Yeah, me neither. I'm not worried about it. I'm really not. Anon says, Stuck in Florida, me too, in regard to having shots against everything, unless there's some major advantage to doing it soon, then I will do it in about 6 months or so. There you go. Tim says, they done away with ASQ yet. Not hardly. These guys are talking about ASQ right now. So they have definitely not done away with ASQ yet, Tim. Unfortunately, they've not done away with that. If they did, there would be a lot more people coming over here. AJ says the new MacBook Air M1 is awesome. Good choice. 16 gigs RAM and 256K will handle your video if you store in Tech Cloud. I'll probably put it on a separate hard drive, AJ, and I gotta wait until the apps are optimized. I don't know how they'll run through Rosetta, but I got to be able to get Premiere, Lightroom, and Photoshop, which are all. I'll definitely have to go with 16 gigs of RAM because they are all RAM intensive programs. Does Thailand have PO boxes? Yes, they do, Eric. Anon says, I'm thrilled with my Asus ZenBook S for what it's worth. Yeah, that's if it works for you, it works for you, buddy. Tim says, well, it says all out marketing plan. So, yeah, the all out marketing plan, as discussed earlier, was, they're going to do traditional marketing, and then they're going to have social media influencers, people that have spent a lot of time in Pattaya, um, go down there and do their blogging and vlogging and that kind of thing, on the area, and uh, try to promote um, Pattaya, through people like that. So who knows? Maybe they'll call me. I don't know. Stuck in Florida says Anon555. I'm in no hurry myself. I don't think I'll be traveling this year. Yeah, I hate to hear that, Stuck. Asia says I have the MacBook Air M1. Picked it up before leaving USA. Well, don't just tell me you have it. Tell me how you like it. Roy says I like being close to the coast. Then you get the sea breeze, makes the humid air more bearable. I agree, Roy. I agree with that. Derek C, what's up, bud? Hadn't seen you in a while, man. I've been waiting a year to get to Thailand, and I'm putting it off. I just read the government here in Canada said there is a chance they could refuse re-entry to international travelers. That's sad to hear, but they've already implemented that in America. Tim says, "Oh well, hell, I get that anyway. You and other channels." Yep. Eric says, "Offer still stands. 1,000 for my year-old MacBook Pro with touchpad. Sweet digs." Nah, no. I will be future-proofing. No worries. I will be future-proofing with the silicon chips for Mac for sure. And I guess let's see. Anon says Derek C. More than half of me wishes the U.S. government would ban re-entry for international travelers. I'd just be stuck in Thailand. I like that. I really like that. Stuck in Thailand. That would be a good one. It's much faster than the previous versions. I like it, says Asia Unscripted. I know Asia Unscripted. He's got his own channel, by the way. He's got a great channel. Go over there and watch his videos. He just did some videos on Mexico. He took a trip to Mexico and some really interesting stuff that I'm now interested in. But you started off in the Philippines, right? I believe that's right. And so, any of you are interested in the Philippines, I got a couple hundred videos on there. He's got some that are probably more up to date than mine. But we got content everywhere, guys. We got content on this channel. Tim says, since I am trying to get to Thailand, I would not be stuck there. Yeah, that's true. I'm trying to get everything coordinated for when the tourists come back, because I don't plan on teaching for the rest of my life, guys. I got to get into a real do something big. I got to do something big, and that's what I plan on doing. And it doesn't always have to be online either. So we'll see what happens. But I do have plans, and your support is always appreciated. Derek says, I agree. If I were retired, they could trap me there so long as their heart desired. 3 more years to retirement for me, though, so that doesn't work for me yet. I understand, Derek. I understand. It won't be those 3 years will fly by, man. Stuck has put up Asia Unscripted's YouTube channel. You guys feel free to go over and check him out whenever you want to. So with that being said, if you so choose, I don't know, man. I don't know if I want to leave with 50 people in here. That's a lot of people. How about we get a bunch of likes? Press the thumbs up button if you hadn't already. That would be great. I want to make sure that the concentration of the video was on Pattaya and men in Pattaya. Pattaya Beach Road will be back. LK Metro will be back. Yeah, do that, Asia Unscripted. That would be a good video about Vietnam, Cuban Vietnam. That'd be great. I don't know what Walking Street and Pattaya is going to look like. I have no idea at this point. But yep, we've all seen and heard of Filipina P. And I've heard good things about her. Big Ben says, "What's this stream about?" Well, the title says "Men in Pattaya, Thailand," and then it also says, or it also insinuates the businessman putting an all-out marketing effort into what they're going to do for reopening. That's what the stream's about. Ross says, "What do you consider the best part of Pattaya?" I have to say the atmosphere. I just like the atmosphere of the place. I just do. Roger says, "Just informed my first Q test is negative. Good job, man. That's great news, Roger. Get the schedule outside time this afternoon. That's good. So you can actually get out of the apartment or get out of the room. That's awesome, man. Good for you, bud." Roy says, "I am in Pattaya. Still a great place to live right now. Restaurants and beaches are all open. Fine with that. Yeah, but what's the businessman's plan?" You have to go back and catch the beginning of the stream. You have to catch it on replay. Big Ben, I went over all that, and there's a whole lot of plans. I can give you a little summation, and that is basically they're going to use traditional marketing, and then they're going to use social media influencers to market certain places there in Pattaya. But yeah, that's great, Roger. That's really good news, man. I'm glad to hear that. I really am. So good for you. First one down. What you got? One to go, I think. That's awesome. That's really, really awesome. So thank you guys for hitting the like button. I appreciate that very much. There's you. He says, "Good morning from freedom after ASQ. God, please open the bars." LOL. You sound like my friend at work. That's what he said. But good morning to you. Should you feel like dropping a PayPal or a super chat, feel free to do so. Should not, no problem, no worries. And we'll all congratulate Roger on his first negative test. Thank you to my moderators for being in here. As the situation develops in Pattaya, especially with men being able to go back to Pattaya and enjoy entertainment, nightlife, restaurants, clubs, etc. I will keep you posted on this channel. There will be a schedule coming out for videos because I have always ran this channel just kind of, with not a lot of planning. I've just done live streams have been about the only thing we've planned. So that schedule is going to come out so we can get some more consistency here on YouTube. And I'll be on some other platforms, and I'll be letting you know about that probably in a post somewhere. So you guys may want to watch out for that, or in YouTube stories. Not sure yet. Potentially on next week's live stream. Whatever happens, happens. But I want to thank the guys yesterday that did contribute through PayPal. You really made a great weekend for me. Thank you very much. The channel certainly needed it, and I very much appreciate it. I'm glad you made it too, Autumn. Thanks for everyone for being here. I love that the family got together, and I see some new people in the chat, which is absolutely wonderful. You're welcome to come back anytime. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button on your way out, and whatever you do today, please be sure you do more life. I will see you guys on the next one.